And, I think, Mike, that's a great example of the great resignation, where people would just it's a reprioritization of what mattered. And people started, there are a lot of reasons why people left. The majority, one thing I find interesting is from a recent article which said that the majority of workers who quit in 2021 cited low pay, no opportunities for advancement, and feeling disrespected. So there's a lot of debate as to why we're experiencing the great resignation, but it's going on. It's definitely happening. Are you noticing it, Rich, at all? Did you experience?
I have had not, I wouldn't say it's been a massive leap, but I would say that in talking to individual employees, some have sped up their retirement based on what went on during COVID. Life's too short kind of comment.
Right.
I want to enjoy it. We did have an employee, sadly, longtime employee who had just announced his retirement. We were about to celebrate him, and he got COVID and passed away. And he was young. He was, I think, 59. Had been one of our longtime highway department employees, dispatcher. And it kind of shook a lot of people that worked with him, and a couple of them rethought their retirement and left. So yeah, we didn't have many that were changing jobs or moving along like that, but it mostly was at the kind of the tail end of where people were at. And maybe they would have stuck around for a couple more years, but decided that it was time to enjoy the retirement that they had worked so hard to get to.
And I think part of the reason is also, and I think you touched upon it, Rich, is a reprioritization of what mattered most. And when people were working from home, some of them saw what they were missing.
Right.
And what was valued and what was important. So really, now you're talking about a generation that wants better work-life balance, for what, people, they're advocating for more programs like the one we're going to talk about. They're valuing mental health, and they want to see it not just outside of work, but taking place within the workplace culture. And this is a generation that values boundary setting, saying, no, don't call me at 10 o'clock at night. I have things that I have to do, and this is what matters most, right? We're seeing that shift. And I think it's important that we as leaders in businesses listen to that shift and acknowledge it, because if we don't, we're going to continue losing good people, because other places are going to offer something like this. Right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's what I've heard in the town. I mean, some people did say, oh, why are you focusing on this? Some of the old timers, but you're right about the generational. The younger employees have embraced it, and we're like, what took you so long, old man, to put this in place? So yeah, you are right in terms of what I've witnessed amongst our own group in the town of Babylon.
But it's going to take a shift, like someone like you, Rich, that's going to be an ambassador and a leader of wellness and value it more than just the bottom line of the economics, because the economics is not felt till later. But there needs to be more people like you in the business community that say, a one-time seminar on resiliency or mental wellness does not do it.
No, it's got to be, I call it retraining the brain. And it's something I do with, work with some people who participate in our drug and alcohol program called Beacon Family Wellness Center. And when I'm working with an individual, I literally tell him or her that we've got to retrain your brain. Your brain set out a path to, use drugs and be addicted, cause you to blow yourself up pretty much. And we've got to retrain your brain. And the same has to go for like what Dr. Mike is saying, talking about changing your lifestyle. So you've got to retrain your brain to not want to eat at 9 o'clock at night, or to eat bad food as opposed to making your own foot, it's just got to be kind of a cultural shift. And that's got to be something that occurs every day, because if you make someone sit in a room and listen to a presentation and think that that's going to solve it, it's literally, how do you retrain something? Well, if you've taught somebody a bad habit, and say a wrestler, a bad move, you've got to make him or her go back over it again 1,000 times. Oh yeah,
Right.
they made me do that move 1,000 times, right? Or a pitcher. I'm using sports analogies, but if a pitcher learns a bad pitch, you've got to get his or her mechanics retrained so that they do the pitch the way it's supposed to be done. Same goes for your lifestyle and your wellness, as you say, the wellness category. So that's why we introduced the program we did, because I told everybody it's got to be something that you constantly are working on in order to get yourself better, make yourself better.